Welcome to the KBX Nutrition Podcast. Nick and Jord here today. Yeah, we'll talk about health and illness.
Yeah. No. But like the deviated septum thing, there's I think there's a lot of people that suffer with it. It leads to things like snoring, is it sleep apnea or something like that.
Yeah.
Hating the sound of your own voice when you watch your podcast back, like Nick. But no, one of my
didn't say that. I just hate the.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that was been my fault.
Shit, just because you hate my voice.
I meant to think it and not say it, but I said it and not thought it.
Do you hate my voice?
No.
No,
I didn't even realise.
No.
I didn't realise you was on the deviated septum spectrum until you mentioned it.
I can get my little finger right up my left nostril, but it doesn't go anywhere. But my right nostril doesn't go anywhere.
That's a great fact.
Yeah,
for everyone to
let everyone know.
About. Yeah, no. But what I was just trying to say was that basically someone on my team at the gym is having surgery for that.
Oh, really?
It was quite a common thing when he's in it. No,
you can't say who.
No.
But
it was quite a common thing when I was in the military as well. Lads getting sent for it and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're breathing. Yeah.
People that get hit in the face a lot. I think I got it when I was a kid. I got hit in the face probably with a football or something like that.
Yeah. No, I broke my nose when I was I actually went for it. It's a weird way to start the podcast, but no, I actually went for it because I was snoring after I broke my nose when I was like 18. And then the military sent me for it. And I went and had these tests, and the test for it was minging, mate. They put a camera up your nose and they follow it all the way through, and it comes out the other end to see like how sort of like needed it is, how restrictive of your breathing.
Yeah. And
that is a really intrusive and quite painful experience.
Of all the places that you could have a camera put, though, that nose is my preferred option.
Just going through the list of holes, I suppose. Yeah, I guess. But it didn't feel good either way. But anyway, they follow it all the way through because it comes out in your mouth.
I think it comes out the back of your throat, doesn't it?
Back of your throat, yeah. Which I suppose is in your mouth.
Because I see. Have you ever seen these videos online where they have like a balloon put up their nose and then they get it blown up? Have you seen it? And it comes out their mouth. And they pop it and they do it to, I don't know, it's like expand your nasal passageway, I suppose.
Yeah. So anyway, I had that like intrusive thing, and then they pulls the camera back out, and I was like, oh. And he went, no, I think you're all right. I was like, glad I went for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So your nose is fine.
Well, apart from a bump, but yeah.
Apart from what?
A bump in it.
What a start to the pod. We should probably explain yet again. Joe, our third partner, is not here. I don't know if it ever works. This guy just never turn up to the pod.
I'll tell you what though, it's always one of these two, isn't it?
What?
This seat's always occupied at the podcast.
I mean,
cold or not.
No, I had 1 week off because I was ill. And
one more than me.
One more than. All right, fine. Yeah. All right, yeah. George's seat's he's always there, reliable. But yeah, Joe's in Cairo, looking at some pyramids or something like
holiday. That must be nice.
Holiday.
What's that?
I don't know. I haven't had a holiday in ages, but I'm not moaning about it because people keep telling me to take a break, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
No, I think if anyone needs to have a break, it is you.
Yeah, but no. No, I spoke to a guy yesterday actually, and he said that he won't work past 5 p.m. And he was like, he doesn't like people that do it, and I was like, I probably shouldn't say what I'm doing here then.
To be fair, like I could get on board with that. I would rather get up at 5 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m. But obviously, we spoke about this before. You're quite like a night owl, aren't you? Like you get into a good workflow.
I do my best work at like midnight.
I'm the opposite, and I hate. The funny thing is, I hate mornings. I'm not a morning person. Every morning, my alarm goes off. I just think, fuck, But as soon as I'm up and at it, and I do my best work before I touch my phone, before I do anything else, and I just lock myself in that dark room, and I do, like, for my standard, a full day's work of graft in like 3 hours, undisturbed. My brain's just ticking, firing. I'm not getting distracted by anything. In the evenings, I just feel shot to pieces. Like I can't concentrate on anything. I've tried reading in the evenings, can't do it. Like everything has to be done just before midday.
That's good. At least we've got someone working at all times then.
Yeah. No,
you working in the mornings, me working in the evenings, and Joe just on holiday.
Just on holiday. That's why he'd probably like it as well. But no, my dream, like optimal sort of dream day would be get up 5, 6 a.m, do all the hard focused work till midday, train, do any kind of physical labour that needs doing, obviously like repairs or clients or anything like that, and lock off by 5, 6, and then chill. see the missus, and then do it again the next day.
Right.
That'd be like my sort of cycle.
Yeah, mine's not that. Mine's get up at 8, have food. This is my ideal day. Get up at 8, have food. I will do work from like 9:30. Bit more food at like 1. More work till like 7. Then eat. Then gym. Then come home. Then that's like my key like work around alone time work.
Yeah.
From like 9:30, 10 till midnight. And that's when I do my best learning, I think.
Okay.
When no one else is like messaging me and no one's getting in my way. There's not problems happening because like see that's what I hate doing. Right, sorry. Like 2 o'clock in the day, problems happen.
Yeah.
So I can't focus on the personal growth and learning, but I can at 10 p.m. and I can focus and no one like it's uninterrupted. Because when I get interrupted, that's me gone. Yeah. And I think that's like ADHD kind of thing.
No,
I'm not saying I'm the most ADHD guy.
No, but it's proven in psychology, you know, that your brain needs time to adjust focuses. So like if it takes apparently up to like 15 minutes to actually focus on the task that you're doing. And once you're doing that, a simple thing like an Amazon delivery coming or a ding on the phone or a problem where you've had to switch focuses now kind of resets that and you have to take 15 minutes again to get back into your sort of workflow.
So when you have like 8 things that happen at once, you just can't focus.
You know, this is part of the thing that makes being an entrepreneur or a business owner like difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's this is the one thing I do envy from when I did have a job, and it's like you clock in at 9, you finish at 5, and then you don't have to think about anything else.
No, yeah.
And between that 9 and 5, depending on what you do, obviously, like you're pretty like single track focus. You get given
the time is yours,
and you just go do the task.
Yeah.
You know, if the business is, I don't know, has a problem like a leak or a bill or whatever it is, that's not your concern. You're just there to do this task, isn't it? You're getting paid for that.
I agree.
I'm just like cognitively burnt out in the evenings, so I've tried to resist it, but I just don't get much quality work done. So that's why my alarms started getting earlier and earlier. Because I'm just like, man, I literally do probably like 10x work in the mornings than I would in the evenings. And that's just down to me. It's not even down to like my lifestyle. I don't really have much to do in the evenings.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get on to some more podcasty talk.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So, we haven't really got loads lined up this week because when one of us is away, we are just we do make a little bit less progress. But Jordan, I wonder if you could share with us any sort of wisdom that you have.
Wisdom?
Yeah, can you share any wisdom? Have you been reading any books lately? Yep. I know that I don't want to say, I can't remember the name now, but we chatted about a book the other day, and the guy commented on our post on Instagram saying great or something like that. It was one of Joe's books that he was reading.
I think is that The Dose Effect by TJ Power?
That's it. Yeah, he commented. So
I haven't actually read that.
No, I haven't either.
Sorry, mate.
I actually don't read at all. I haven't read a book in years since primary school. I think.
My reading, right? So I was the same. You know, didn't read, and I just got into it. The first actual sort of like I used to read Goosebumps as a kid. Was addicted to Goosebumps. I'd go get. I even had like the little binder thing was like a gravestone on each end, and you have all the books in like order and that. Used to love reading them. Then that stopped when I grew up.
I had that with the Mr. Men.
Okay.
Do you know the Mr. Men?
Yeah, I do know the Mr. Men.
Or was it Little Miss, Mr. Tickle? Anyway.
I won't divulge in that. I'll save the embarrassment. I'm moving on. Anyway, yeah, so I read Goosebumps, grew up, and then I had a break for like years, and, you know, just got distracted by other things. And then I come back to it. It was when I just left the military and I read The 48 Laws of Power, followed by the book that I've given away probably 15 times, which, you know, I don't mind doing, but then I have to buy it again. The Daily Stoic. And that is a great book to get into if you're not used to reading, like, I don't want to call it self-help because I kind of hate what that definition's turned into, but, you know, sort of non-fiction, educational stuff. Because you just read one page a day, and each day is like a passage from a philosopher. Could be Marcus Aurelius, could be Seneca, and it's got the original that was written, you know, like hundreds of years ago, and then it's got a modern day interpretation by Ryan Holiday, and you just sort of read it And what this is really good for is because you read one a day, it's all dated for each calendar day of the year. The good thing is it's designed that you read a page and then you just digest it. Because, a little bit of, I suppose, going back to your dropping of knowledge is we live in this information world, whether it's scrolling, even reading books sometimes, where you're reading this book and it's, this is amazing. Yeah, it's great. And you read 10 pages and you probably can't remember the first thing that you read that was so great. Whereas this is designed where you just read a page, you soak it in, you sit on it, think on it, kind of install it, and then you read another page the next day. And that for me was a really good way to start. So like getting used to not just reading cool stuff or, you watch that Instagram post, you're really motivated. As soon as you get that feeling, close the app, close the book and just sit on it and let that information kind of install in rather than just going on to the next thing and having like hundreds of stuff that by the end of the day, you can't remember any of these cool things that you've just tried to digest.
Yeah. Funny story with that book, actually.
Yeah.
Is that I got given one of your copies.
How did you?
Yeah. Do you not remember?
No.
By Mike, the security man from my building.
See, I love that, man. You pass knowledge on, people pass it on. Shame they give it to Nick because he just told me he doesn't read books. But
I did actually try and read it, and I did it for about a month, and then I fell away from it because I've always struggled with reading. It's never been my thing. I actually looked over my old school reports the other day. My mum had kept them. So she goes, I've been doing a bit of a clear out, and I found all your old school reports. I was like, this will be interesting. So throughout primary school, great. And then gradually it gets worse throughout high school that I'm not achieving my potential. And a big part of that was because of I think application, but certainly reading. English, I was like, what was it? My projected, I think when I joined the high school was A star. And it was like, you're getting a D here, mate. Like you're failing. So I've never been much of a reader at all. So I do try, but it just doesn't, I don't know why. And it probably would be good for me, but it's just something like, my brother on the other hand, he reads books like that. He can read a whole book in like half an hour, not half an hour, but like, you know what I mean? Like he can read a book in a day and it's just done.
Well, I think like anything, you've got to have a kind of urge to want to do it. If reading a book just isn't on your agenda and you're just not bothered about it, then obviously don't force yourself to do it. But if you do feel like a part of you is like, there might be some knowledge in there or things I can apply to my life, it doesn't have to be necessarily business related. A lot of the work I do through books is more about me as a person, because I'm a big advocate of the better we develop as people, the better everything that we do will get. And that's why even with my team, like the PTs, and I give them all a book based on what I think they'd benefit from. And then we do like a mini book club where they stand up and present things that they've learned. Not because it will necessarily teach them any training exercises, but because they'll become better people and they'll develop into better coaches, which will give a better service for the gym, right? But what I will say to you is I was the same. So when I started reading properly, probably 2-3 years ago, I really struggled. I got to the end of the page and I was just like, what the fuck did I even say? And I'd have to go to the start and read it again and read it again. And I went to just close it and go, you know what, I've got better things to do. I can't be asked this. But I challenged myself for, just like I learned how to bench press in the gym, I can learn the skill of reading. I really feel like anyone can learn any skill as long as they have the willingness to do it and the sort of determination to be shit at it at the start, which is like any skill, right? And then I just started doing it and practicing and reading. And, I get the same thing. I read it and then I think, oh shit, I ain't sent this email, or I ain't done that. You have to kind of push that out or what I started doing actually was keep a little notepad next to me and just journal down urgent things and then go back to it. And before I knew it, I'd get into a flow and then I'm doing 3, 4, 10 pages. And it was really hard at the start and I didn't enjoy it and I struggled to focus on it. But I can honestly say it's improved my focus for other things. It's given me clean injections of dopamine where I've actually feel like I've earned it. And I feel satisfied. One thing you certainly don't do after scrolling 10 reels is you think, that was a really good scroller. I feel satisfied after that. You don't, do you? It's because it's cheap and it's easy. Whereas this, you kind of have to earn it. So after reading 10 pages, I actually felt fulfilled. I didn't think, oh man, I wish I didn't spend, wish I didn't read 10 pages of a book like I do when I watch 10 videos. Do you know what I mean? So if there is a part of you that wants to do it, you can 100% can. It just takes a little bit of application.
Yeah. Can I make an observation?
You can.
So, just done it again. I'll start cutting these.
Surely there's like an AI auto cut.
Yeah, auto cut nicks every time. Yeah. Can I make an observation? I actually find reading, on ChatGPT, as it sort of like spills it out in front of you, I find that way easier, like an animated thing that's like reading it through like that, than I do a book.
Yeah.
That's just like a flat page already typed for some reason. And I don't know why, but I don't know if it's something to do with the animation. I don't know if someone will be able to let us know.
Yeah, well, it's the same way reels are more appealing, isn't it?
Because it's animated.
Yeah, because it's moving, it's something's changing, it's flashy. Like the whole point with reading a book is being like somewhat bored. Do you know what I mean? And still ingest that information, because everything can't be, that's like toddlers where you put like flashy lights and things to them to like fucking hit and dangle. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need more stillness in life. We need more like being a little bit bored and, resetting that focus. And then we don't have to come up with all these crazy like routines all the time to focus on a fucking sending an email. Do you know what I mean?
Could be a page in that Ryan Holiday book, this.
Yeah, it definitely could. He's welcome to use it. But yeah, man, like, no, I feel like that's the whole point of books though, I've realised like I am actually in my 30s, because when it comes to the weekend, I genuinely get excited. I get up in the morning, same thing. I go in the dark room, I do my work, and I think, I'm going to reward myself about 11 a.m. by going down to the coffee shop, getting a coffee and reading my book. And I get genuinely excited about it. Same way I used to get excited about playing Warzone. After I've done this, I can go on the PlayStation. I genuinely get filled. But if I was playing Warzone alongside trying to read a book, the book would be boring and dull as fuck. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you need that.
Yeah.
You need to remove some of the flashy lights in your life and put some boring stillness, having to earn the dopamine stuff there.
Do people still play Warzone?
Yeah, of course they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's good?
I mean, if it works for you, right? My sort of view on things in life, and this goes for everything. I mean, to some degree, well, no, I think porn is inherently bad, but like porn, gambling, gaming, online shopping, whatever your thing is, right? I think as long as it doesn't prohibit you from fulfilling your potential and doing your duties every day to a decent standard, then go for it. My thing is, I don't know whether it's undiagnosed autism, ADHD, it runs rampant in my family. If I have those things in my life, I cannot perform at the level I know I'm capable of. So I have to go cold turkey. I have to remove the console. I have to remove the drink. I have to stay out of doing anything that's kind of, what's the word? Like just inherently distracting, because my brain just latches onto it and that's all he wants to do. He thinks about it, how quick can we get back to doing that? So it makes me rush my work. It makes me stop being still. It makes me not get excited to read a book on the weekend. Like, so that's what I do for me. And when I talk to people about this, mainly clients, I do reassure them that I'm not some white knight that's just going around going, oh, look at me, I'm sober and don't do anything. Like, yeah, okay, you might see that as super boring, but that's just what works for me. But one thing I will say on that, because someone did challenge me when I was like giving them advice on things for them to perform at a high level and more importantly, be happy. They said, when I was telling them about my life, they're like, well, what do you do for fun? And you'll probably resonate with this. Like, when you are living a fulfilling life and you're like completing your objectives and you're getting in the gym and you're doing the things you said you was going to do and your life's moving in the direction that you want, when you feel fulfilled, you don't need joy and fun.
No, yeah.
Like,
yeah, I agree.
The main reason I don't go on holidays because I don't actually want one. Like, when my life's good, I want to go to bed and wake up and do the same thing again. Like, I don't feel the need for, to decompress at the end of a long day or whatever, because I'm just doing what I want to be doing. When I'm unfulfilled, when I am being distracted by, distractions, or when I have got back into playing games or things like that, like, it pulls me away from my potential and I underperform. Then at the end of the day, I feel, I need to decompress because I'm just feeling a bit shitty about it. Like, I know I'm not fulfilling my own potential. So therefore I need distractions. I need fun. I need stuff to almost escapism from the fact that I know I'm underperforming. But when I'm on point, when I'm ticking all the boxes, most importantly, when I'm doing the things that I said I was going to do and I'm proud of myself, I don't need any of that. I genuinely don't even miss it. So it's kind of that, like, chicken and the egg. When it's in your life, you feel like, how can I live life without it? But when it's out and you sustain that, you think, why the fuck do I even have that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't feel one without the other. You have to go cold turkey with it and experience life without it to know how that feels.
Yeah. Interesting thing. What do you do for fun?
Mm.
What is fun?
Fun is like an injection of joy, is the way I'd put it.
Yeah.
It's like just something that is not necessarily, it's not productive. Well, I suppose, you could say like, I like playing paddle or whatever, and that is productive in terms of burning calories. But, it's something that you do for no other reason than just to have some joy in your life, isn't it?
Yeah. And would you say then, but you say that fun's an injection, or like it's an injection of joy, so it's a small, like, but I think what you've described there is essentially you can have fun on like a micro level for like an hour.
Yep.
And that would be, I was on Warzone, or we went to the rave and that was really fun.
Yep.
But I think what I'm hearing from you, and I think it's the same for me, is that if you're doing all the things you're meant to be doing and you told yourself you were going to do, you get a low sort of baseline level of fun for everything. And it's not just this one, that's not fun and then that is fun. It's like, no, now my whole life is fun. Yeah. But it's an underlying fun of everything's enjoyable and I just enjoy and that's why I suppose enjoy the process and stuff comes in.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'll just be transparent. Many years ago now, when I was leading more of a hedonistic lifestyle, I was a single man, working in the nightclubs, going out 3-4 times a week, staying out late, watching porn, doing all the things that I'm like against now. The idea of trying to get up in the morning and do a cold shower or read a book to better myself or go to the gym and train hard or track my calories was so fucking monotonous and boring. I couldn't bring my attention to do it because my dopamine was spiking all over the place from these like injections of fun, if you like. My problem that I discovered with myself, and I'm not saying this is the way everyone else should live, it's just the way my brain works, is fun is almost like a gateway to addiction for me. My brain just gets so like, I just want to do it all the time. So if you're somebody who can jump on Warzone with the lads for an hour and turn it off and go to bed, I mean, you must be a serial killer if you can do that. But like, no, but like, if you can do that, that's absolutely fine because it's moderation and you don't think. My problem is that 1 hour before bed has me up till 3 a.m. in the morning because I've got to do this and I've got to win that.
You
and
just finished second,
got to do that
mate.
challenge and do you know what I mean?
You got to get first before you go to bed.
I do. Yeah. If you can go out on the weekend and rave your fucking tits off, but turn up Monday as you were meant to and do whatever you had planned that day and perform to a good level, then that's absolutely fine as well. My problem is I can't, and I'm baggage till Wednesday because mentally I'm in the dumps. So you have to kind of just, look at yourself and figure out how you work, notice the patterns, because the problem is people then have a good week of like, prepping their meals and hitting the gym and working on themselves. And then they go, I reward myself with the very thing that like pulls me off track. And then they do that and then they've, given up on it all. Yeah. And I speak from experience because that's who I was. And I'm literally now just like thinking I've figured out my kind of like way of operating. So that's the way I personally see fun in my life. Like, yeah, okay. I mean, I could play paddle for an hour. Don't really find that fun though, to be fair. So that's probably why. But
you don't find playing paddle fun?
Not really.
Really?
No,
I've never played paddle, but I would imagine it was.
No,
would be
I mean
fun.
it is because it's one of the fastest growing sports. But for me, it's just a bit like meh. I didn't feel like. But I know if I find something fun because I come home and watch YouTube videos on how to be better, and then I want to book a court again straight away. Do you know what I mean? And I just didn't get that from it,
right? Which
is probably like healthy for me. But and then I'd rather just work. If I'm being honest, I know it sounds a bit mental, but like when someone says, "Oh, do you want to go for paddle Wednesday 1 p.m?" I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just crack on my diary. Do you know what I mean?
thought you really enjoyed paddle.
No.
Oh.
But this is the thing. So like what I've worked for me is kind of back to your original point is like by sort of mediating the fun things in my life and the dopamine, it keeps everything steady where I don't get pulled left and right and I don't get hooked on things.
Yeah.
I have everything in moderation and like fucking hell, I don't know whether it is just I've completely like in control of my dopamine or I am just into my 30s now, but like getting excited to drink a coffee and read a book. If you told me that 6 years ago, I'd have said you're fucking mental. but nothing. Only something good comes from that.
Yeah.
You know, I sit in that coffee shop, I learn stuff, I digest it, I speak about it on this podcast, I talk about it with clients, I improve their life, have conversations in the coffee shop, I pick up new clients because it's always near my gym. Like,
I witnessed this the other day.
Yeah, you did.
After Rock Up.
100%. You know, I'm always like, you put yourself in them positions. That Rock Up's a good opportunity, but like any kind of run club, going somewhere for a run at 9 a.m., you simply cannot do or not sustain for a long amount of time if you've been out the night before.
No, yeah.
And I just realised my life's a lot better when I focus on my mornings rather than, you know, enjoy my mornings rather than enjoy my evenings. But also more productive. You know, you speak to people when you're drunk, you've got more confidence. And I used to like chat people to about becoming clients and stuff, but then people ain't serious. And then you follow up the next day, they air you or whatever. Whereas someone who's at a like-minded thing like a run club or a coffee shop in the morning and you chat to them about your services and potentially becoming a customer, they're in a steady state of mind, you know, because they're not influenced by alcohol or drugs. And like, you just have a more in-depth conversation and they're like a warmer lead than you would get from the smoking area of a nightclub. You know what I mean? So everything in my life is very like thought out, and, you know, I just kind of, you know, implement things that make me a better person. Because going back to my point earlier, the better you are as an individual, a human, a person, the better everything that you do, from your relationship to your business to your friendships, whatever, hobbies, will get.
The smoking area of a nightclub.
Yeah, I got so many leads. I got a young coach, right, called Danny. He's 19. And he was talking to me about how to get clients. And I was like, well, not even his age, because I didn't get into PT. I was 23. But obviously, like I said earlier, I was out all the time. I used to just chat to everybody in the smoking area. And then I'd work, you know, what do you do, mate? Oh, you know, I'm blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, oh, I'm a PT. Oh, really? I need to get rid of this. Boom. Booking for consultation. Used to do it every night.
What was the no-show rate of those people?
Probably 8%, mate. 80%. Because you get it, you know, when everyone's drunk, the kind of walls come down and they actually talk about what's bothering them in their life. They're like, oh, you know, how do I lose this? Or how do I get bigger? Or whatever it is, you know, I need to sort my diet out. But then certainly when they're like hungover, they're like, fuck that. I ain't replying to this guy. Don't want to deal with that right now. And then when they're back to normal, the walls come back up and they tell themselves they don't care anymore and they just get on with it until they're drunk again. That was the kind of cycle. But, you know, I've actually made some real good clients and friends
in the smoking area.
Areas, but it was only about 20% of the people I spoke to.
It was less than that, I think.
Probably, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm quite persistent and I'm quite convincing. And my thing is, I believe, like in my heart, if I can get you to sit down with me and have a consultation, I can turn you into a client. So like the hardest part is getting them from the club to the gym.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't mean the club. You met me at the gym.
Yeah, well, yeah. You walked into
that is a much harder part to get them from the club to the gym. But right, we'll wrap this up there then. I didn't do anywhere near as much exercise as I planned to last week. And had a disaster of the weekend. Yeah, you did. Of like a pure disaster. That's now fixed.
Nuclear meltdown. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nuclear. But I'll be at High Rocks on Thursday, and I'll be doing Rock Up on Saturday. And then I'm at your event on Sunday, innit? Is it Sunday?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know what you've got. I don't want to say it on the pod.
Yeah. But, I mean...
But save it for another episode.
Save it for a post.
Save it for another episode. But I'll be at your event on Sunday, so nice. I've got quite a lot of things coming up.
Yeah, there's going to be some good food there.
So. There's going to be some good food there?
Yeah, so you'll have to train in the morning.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
I'll leave that to the boss, mate. I don't know.
Okay, all right, fine. Yeah.
I just get instructed stuff.
Is it meat?
There's meat.
Yeah,
there's meat.
That's all I need.
No, like I say, the boss just instructs me. I just, you know,
eat it.
I'm the general.
Okay,
she's the commander.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So that's what I've got coming up this weekend. What have you got? You got anything else? I've just basically told you. I know what you're doing.
No, but I've just got a backlog of stuff. Obviously, being ill the last few days. This is the thing with our lives, right? I know you relate to this. When we're performing at our limit all the time, like I literally fill my plate with as much as I can get on it, which is great when I'm in routine. This is another reason why I can't drink or do all those other things, because it's too distracting. But like when life's going great, well, not even great, when life's just going as planned, which is, you know, rare, that's all fine. But then you get ill for 3 days and now it's like, you're fucking so far behind.
Yeah.
You know, so everything like editing, content, recording, that's massive at the moment. You know, I've got a backlog to catch up on with that. Client leads, my funnel's working, which is awesome. You know, I've got a few clients to book in for consultations, but obviously I don't want to book them in and they meet me like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's exciting, but it's also a mountain of work.
Yeah, I feel like I'm under high stress response at the moment, from everything.
Yeah,
like a lot. Because I feel like I'm doing the job of about 7 people. And it's not that this is just, I'm doing the job of 7 people. There are currently 7 people that were meant to be doing these jobs that for whatever reason aren't doing them. So I'm under high stress
I do relate
response.
to that, because obviously being a sort of one-man band in the terms of operations of the business,
Yeah.
always like juggling. But one thing I've developed, and the book, because you spoke about book earlier, I know we're going to wrap it there, but I'm just going to drop this gem in there. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Amazing book, man. I've been reading it for like 3 months, and it's one of them ones where I read it and I have to put it down and just like install what it's just said. But the basic premise is, and it's a way of dealing with stress and worry, and probably maybe something that does bother you, and something that the way I deal with stress is, the problem comes up, that's my time to worry, stress, panic, think of a solution. As soon as I've thought about that solution, made a decision, I don't think about it again until it's time to execute, or certainly once I've executed, doesn't even enter my brain until the response comes back. And I've trained that habit, and it's been so beneficial for me. And it's actually like, it goes a lot deeper in the book about your subconscious programming, that is the way to get the best out of yourself. Once you've made a decision and executed on it, any of that worry and panic is just suppressing your kind of like creative mind of ways to deal with all the other shit you got on going on in your life. And it does nothing for you other than makes you ill, which is what we spoke about before, psychosomatic, which is proven again in science that, your anxiety, stress, worry makes you physically ill. I don't know, this isn't a good representation now, but when's the last time you saw me ill? Like, I don't really get ill, and I deal with a high level of stress because I'm so like, once it's out my to-do list or I've executed or whatever, I don't even, doesn't bother me.
I didn't normally get ill before this year.
Yeah.
This year has been...
Yeah, but you are dealing with a lot at the moment.
This year has
the problem
been the
is
one
when
where
you've
I've
got business and personal, it becomes quite heavy, doesn't it? So, but yeah, no, that's just definitely something that happened for me. It does hold you back in some ways, because maybe I'm a little bit too laid back, and then all of a sudden I think, oh shit, I should have been more on it with that. But it's allowing me to sustain myself, so that's what matters, isn't it?
Sound. Right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week.
Awesome. See you later.